Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. So at this point, it honestly feels like the Indiana Fever just cannot catch a break when it comes to injuries. Every single time it looks like this roster is finally starting to settle in, something else happens. And now we've got another concerning situation involving rookie Makayla Timpson after she took an absolutely brutal shot to the head during the game against the Dallas Wings. And when I say brutal, I mean brutal. The collision with Jade Melvin looked scary in real time, and when you watch the replay back, it honestly looks even worse. Makayla Timpson got hit directly up high, her head snapped backward immediately, and for a second, you could tell everybody on the floor was worried about how hard that contact was. Now, thankfully, Michaela Timson was able to walk off afterward, and early reports make it seem like she avoided something extremely serious. But still, this is the kind of hit that immediately makes people start talking about concussion protocol and whether she could potentially miss Wednesday's game. If we're being honest, if that exact hit happened in the NFL, trainers probably would have rushed her straight into the blue medical tent immediately. That's how violent the contact looked. Her neck whipped backward hard, and it was one of those moments where the entire arena kind of went quiet for a second. Stephanie White was later asked about Makayla Timpson's condition after the game, but like usual, the Indiana Fever coaching staff did not provide much information. And then secondly, do you have an update on Makayla? I don't have an update on KK. I liked our defense at times. And yeah, that was basically the entire update. Stephanie White kept it very short and very vague, which honestly is not surprising because teams usually stay extremely careful discussing injuries before evaluations are completed. Now, the good news here is that there was video afterward showing Makayla Timson walking around in the hallway, and she appeared to be okay. She didn't look disoriented, and she seemed stable, which is definitely encouraging. But again, appearances do not always tell the full story when it comes to head injuries. The bigger issue now is how this could impact the Fever front court rotation moving forward, because Aliyah Boston is already unavailable, and Makayla Timson has also been dealing with issues. That leaves Myisha Hines-Allen, Monique Billings, and Damiris Dantas carrying most of the workload inside. And because of that, this situation could potentially open the door for rookie Justine Pissott to get another opportunity once she's fully healthy herself. The Indiana Fever suddenly needs size badly, and injuries are starting to force Stephanie White into difficult roster decisions once again. And let's take a look at the situation where it says Stephanie White provides an optimistic update on Indiana Fever rookie Justine Pissott. Pissott, and honestly, this could end up being very important for the team moving forward, because right now, the Fever desperately need size. They need another front court option available, especially with Aliyah Boston already dealing with injury issues and Makayla Timpson potentially missing time after taking that scary hit. And I'm going to be honest with you guys, even if Makayla Timson does return quickly, I still believe Justine Pissott deserves a real opportunity on the main roster. At 6'4", she gives the Indiana Fever a completely different dimension offensively because she can stretch the floor and create spacing that this team simply does not have enough of right now. Even if Stephanie White only gives her limited minutes initially, the Fever still need that size available off the bench. Because once you look at the current rotation, there just are not many true front court players left. You've got Myisha Hines-Allen, Monique Billings, Makayla Timpson, and Damiris Dantas trying to handle most of the workload inside. And let's be real, a lot of Indiana Fever fans have been frustrated with Damiris Dantas lately because she has struggled badly at times this season and just hasn't looked consistent enough. So now, this situation could create a major opportunity for Justine Pissott moving forward. It says Indiana Fever rookie Justine Pissott was out of action again on Saturday night. The 6'4" guard forward missed her second straight game due to a lower leg injury. She was the 25th overall pick. It says she was sidelined after Saturday's preseason game against the Nigerian women's national team. Stephanie White spoke with reporters, and it says that Pissott consulted with doctors this past week. The good news is that, based on the latest medical update, the Fever are optimistic about Pissott getting back on the court and returning to practice within a week or so. So she should probably be back practicing sometime this week. It also says White added that Pissott will continue meeting with doctors to determine the best path forward. So if Justine Pissott is healthy and ready to go, then the Indiana Fever need to get her on the floor immediately. Seriously, y'all need to play her because this team just does not have enough size right now, and it's becoming a major problem. At this point, the Fever are extremely small. I mean, we even saw stretches where Sophie Cunningham was basically playing the 4, and that tells you everything you need to know about the current roster situation. Without Aliyah Boston in the lineup, this team is absolutely fighting uphill every single night. That is why Justine Pissott becomes so important right now. At 6'4", she at least gives Stephanie White another legitimate front court body to work with, even if she is not the most physical player around the basket yet. The Fever still need her height and floor spacing desperately. And let's not forget, Justine Pissott can shoot the basketball too. She gives this offense a completely different look because defenders actually have to respect her range. So if she's medically cleared and healthy enough to play, the Indiana Fever should seriously consider moving her onto the main roster for at least a temporary stretch. Because honestly, I personally believe Aliyah Boston could end up missing more time than the team is publicly letting on right now. And on top of that, we still do not fully know the severity of Michaela Timson's head injury situation as she continues going through evaluations and concussion protocol discussions.
Hearsay Pissott made her debut for the Fever on April 25th. She was in action for Indiana's preseason opener against the New York Liberty. The Fever secured a 109-91 road win at Barclays Center. She hit 2 threes in just 10 minutes. I think we could use it. It says Pissott caught the Fever's attention ahead of the WNBA draft. This is after she had an impressive year with the Vanderbilt Commodores. She played in 34 games, averaging 11.4 rebounds in about 30 minutes. She was a major threat from deep, knocking down nearly 3 threes a game at a 42% clip. So we're talking about a girl that could really shoot the cover off the basketball, and we're talking about a team that could use a stretch 4. KK Timpson's play has honestly been very up and down lately. There are moments where she just looks completely out of rhythm and a little lost on the floor. And because of that, I honestly would not mind seeing Stephanie White give Justine Pissott an opportunity to get some meaningful minutes out there. Here it says Pissott is no star, but she can potentially carve out a role in Coach White's rotation this coming season. However, the rookie must overcome her leg injury before she can fight for her place in the lineup. So hopefully we can finally see Justine Pissott get out there on the floor, because the Indiana Fever desperately needs size right now. I mean, look at the situation. Aliyah Boston is hurt, Makayla Timpson is dealing with this scary head injury situation, and it honestly feels like everybody on this roster is banged up in some way. That's why Justine Pissott could end up being extremely important for this team moving forward. At 6'4", she at least gives Stephanie White another legitimate front court option. And right now, the Fever need all the size they can possibly get. But here's the thing with the Indiana Fever. I'm just being honest. It's hard to fully trust the injury reports sometimes after everything that happened last season. A lot of fans felt like the team was not completely transparent about certain situations. So now, whenever injuries pop up, people immediately get suspicious. So yeah, my antennas are definitely up regarding this KK Timpson situation, because that collision was terrifying to watch in real time. She took a major hit, needed assistance getting up afterward, and you could tell everybody was concerned immediately. Hopefully, Michaela Timson is completely fine, because nobody wants to see a young player dealing with head injuries. But even if she does return quickly, I still think the Fever need to seriously consider giving Justine Pissott meaningful minutes instead of continuing to rely heavily on Damiris Dantas. Because right now, this current frontcourt rotation just is not working consistently enough. The Aliyah Boston injury already changed everything for Indiana, and the KK Timpson situation only made things worse. Get down in the comments and let me know what you think. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and share the channel.